Wow. Good morning, YouTube. It's so odd to look at myself on this camera this morning. And the reason why is that first image that you saw of me, it was kind of very reminiscent of me at 28 years old. My hair and whatever. This is another dream cast. Just woke up, and the dream that I had was one of, to get to the point, it was one of me being harassed, me being followed, and then me being having myself put on alert so that the other person wouldn't get in trouble, and so that they could have a quote unquote right to follow me, and me being in a position where I never got to tell my side of the story, not because I wasn't permitted to, but because I went the long way around and I didn't demand the attention. And so I was telling my story, and it was like these young girls that were like, I guess, officers or whatever that was taking it, and they had their boyfriends there. Their boyfriends was walking in and interrupting. It was like a big circus. They didn't hear anything I had to say. Um, so basically, in the dream, I don't remember all of it now, as some time has passed. But in the dream, I was working. I lived in this nice apartment complex. When I first moved to the apartment complex, this guy introduced himself to me. It was a big, black, unattractive guy, and me being nice, you know, I spoke back to him, and I went on to my apartment, whatever. And I remember I was leaving one morning, and he said something to me that I found to be kind of disrespectful, but on the fly, so I was just like, I really don't want anything else to do with this person. So I guess that point of the dream right there to me was that, for me, my thing has always been give somebody an A until they earn an F. In today's time and age, I need to give them nothing, and they have to earn. They have to earn. They have to earn, my attention and my presence. But that's not, how I operate. But that needs to change. And quite of late in real life, in my life, I'm that way still. I still allow people to have 100% until they earn otherwise. And normally, because they have 100%, they don't earn anything. What ends up happening is they try to push me to see how far I will allow them to go. So anyhow, then one morning I'm walking out of the apartment complex, and this is like a long time after I decided I'm not speaking to him anymore. Maybe, I don't know, a few weeks, a month. He hasn't bothered me or whatever, so I'm just like, okay, it's cool. He's not bothering me. But he has like this big old clunker, like gold color car. And it reminds me of one of my ex's cars. It was a big old clunker, like a Mercury Cougar or something like that. And in the dream, he was like the head of the sheriff, sheriff department or something. And which was ironic because in college I worked for a little bit with security, and I was just like, this is the worst job ever. You don't do anything, and to do your job right, you're not supposed to be reading or anything. So you're just sitting there, and then other people that worked there, they would clock in and get in the car and go somewhere else. But so he was like the head of security or head of police or something like that, and he was a real big guy. He looked like Barney, the dinosaur, but he was black, like pitch black, and he had on like a tan. I don't know what it is with tan suits and these men, because the last dream I had, it was a big fat white man with a tan suit. This time it's a big fat black man with his tan suit and this gold color like Mercury Cougar car. And in his car he had a CB radio. But as I was leaving the apartment, he was following like behind me, and he was like, "Oh, do you want to ride? I'm going you way such and such and such." And because I'm thinking of him in terms of a neighbor, or whatever like that. He hasn't bothered me in a few weeks, and I believe in giving people second chances. So I was like, okay. So I got in the car, and again, he said something to me that I feel is off color. So I get out of the car, and I remember distinctly when I got out of the car, and it's so funny that, like I said, when I looked at myself in the camera this morning, it reminded me of me at 28. And in the dream, my hair was really long. I had a flat iron, but it was in a ponytail. And my hair, it was just long, like ridiculously long. And I was in decent shape. I wasn't fat like I am now. And I had on a t-shirt. For some reason, it was a chevron shirt, a chevron t-shirt, and some blue pants, like a uniform. But I didn't work at Chevron. I think it might have just been something I bought at a thrift store and I just threw on because I had somewhere to go. I was going to work, but I didn't work at Chevron. It was the weirdest thing. So I was took a right down the street. I really needed to go left, but I took a right, just because I wanted him to get past me. Then I would go the other way. But he followed me the whole way. So I ended up getting by Chevron, and I hear him on his radio saying, this is who you need to watch out for. And he was calling me in. You know what I'm saying? I was like, really? So at that point, I'm like, if that's happening, I'm going to go to Chevron and I'm going to stand there and I'm going to wait for the police. So I'm there, and there's like some, I guess, like junior detectives or whatever. They're basically children. They're 20-year-olds, and they're in plain clothes. And the girls, it's just very unprofessional. They came there with their boyfriends, and and I was trying to give them the story, and I was telling them basically that I'm on these different websites just to chat. I'm a single woman, and I'm not looking for relationships or anything like that. My whole story that basically I'm on there, I mean, pretty much to get down to it because I'm lonely. You know what I'm saying? And I'm just chatting. I'll be on three or four at one time, and it's just to see, if I can find a decent conversation, you know. And I guess this is how I initially met this person. I didn't know, now my dream is backtracking, but it's like prior to that, I guess before I moved into that apartment complex, um, that's how I initially met that person, but I didn't know. But when I moved, this is probably what happened that offended me. When I moved into that apartment complex, that person recognized me, but I didn't recognize them. And, they came at me the wrong way. You know what I'm saying? And so I was trying to relay that story to them. The girl's boyfriend kept coming in and was like talking over me about what their plans were after they left there. And it was like a circus. I never got my story out. And in the dream, I woke up. When I woke up, I was still that frustrated feeling of trying to get your story out but not being able to. And I was like, why I didn't get my story out. But that was the point of the dream, that I'm not being heard. And coincidentally, I don't know if I recorded this the other day. I was stalked the other day. um, it was the creepiest feeling ever. So, anyways, peace out.